Hey everyone, it's Neon Polygons, and today I want to do a quick video on a very rare original PlayStation light gun obscurity. And that is what you see here, the Judge Dredd Super. So how did I come across this gun? In a nutshell, for those of you who don't know, the original PlayStation had light gun games that were either compatible with one of two guns. Ones that were compatible with the Konami Justifier, and ones that were compatible with the Namco GunCon. There are some games that were actually compatible with both, such as Elemental Gearbolt, which I'll show you in a second. But for the most part, most guns or most games are actually compatible with one or the other. So I was actually looking for a gun that had kind of dual modes on it, so to speak. And in addition to that, I actually wanted a gun that had a recoil effect as well as had a pedal as part of the experience so that, for games such as like Time Crisis and Point Blank, I can replicate that, pedal, duck and hide experience that like you would get in the arcade. And the lone gun that I was able to find available that was brand new in box was this, a Judge Dredd Super. Now, it is kind of an odd gun to kind of come across. In fact, I tried to do some research on this gun, try to find reviews, and there was nothing I could find on the internet or in publications from PSM, Next Gen, EGM, GamePro, etc. Like none of the big magazines during that time period of the original PlayStation that had any reference to the existence of this gun. Now, I suspect there was a US equivalent called the Ballistic Gun, which was released by a company called Innovation, but there are a number of differences that I noticed between the guns. One is obviously the color was gray, and the second big difference was the pedal itself. So the pedal that was made by Innovation could be sold separately, and the pedal that came with the Ballistic Gun was the same pedal. However, I noticed that the look of it, the shape of it, as well as kind of the how it was like connected to the gun were slightly different. Um, so I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, if it was like kind of just like a color swap of the Judge Dredd Super Gun when they made the ballistic, but from just eyeballing the pedals, I actually think there are some like key differences that they may not actually be the same product. Now, this gun was definitely not released in America. There's no way this could have been legally released in America. The reason I say that is because the gun itself is black, and in America, it's pretty much illegal to release toy guns or light guns that uh, could have a realistic gun effect or a realistic gun look to it. So that's why you kind of see the Konami Justifier colored green, or the Sega Stunner colored like a bright orange. It's to make people aware that these are essentially toys. Now this gun itself, while not being released in America, I tried to see if it was released in the UK or at least in Europe, and I suspect it wasn't released there either. And the reason I say that is because when I looked at a lot of the spelling of words in the manual, um, now this is kind of just like really, getting down and nitpicky, but I started to notice that a lot of words that we would spell in different manners in America was spelled like that in the manual and not kind of like in like the British way of spelling, so to speak. So say for example the word theater, we would spell it Theater, whereas in the UK they would spell it Theatre in some instances. So most of the spelling, yes, I get it, it's the same language, it's English, but some of the spellings that you normally see in game manuals that were released in UK, they weren't spelled like those same words were not spelled like that within the manual that came with this product. So where could this have been released then? The only area that I possibly suspected came out in was in Hong Kong. I don't think it came out in anywhere else in Asia aside from Hong Kong, so definitely not Japan because most of the language on the box, or all the language on the box, is in English. I don't think it came out in any other territory such as like Malaysia or even the United Emirates, just because again of kind of the rules of the color gun. And in a nutshell, the only area I could possibly think of was Hong Kong, and my only clue of that is just when I had to look up the company, SL International Ltd, I was only able to find kind of trademarks in Hong Kong itself. So the other reason that this gun is, or this light gun is essentially kind of a odd obscurity is because of its actual branding, Judge Dredd Super. So there was a PlayStation 1 Judge Dredd light gun game, and that did come out in America, but in looking in the manual, there is not one mention whatsoever of this gun being released that could be compatible with it. In addition to that, if you notice, like looking at the words Judge Dredd, there's no copyright, TM, trademarks, any kind of like, legal certification, so to speak, on the branding of it. So that kind of leads me to believe that they pretty much released this gun or released this, accessory without official license approval from, the property or intellectual property owners of the Judge Dredd branding. So what you're seeing here is essentially an unsanctioned, unlicensed, not allowed in America light gun accessory. And yeah. So what makes this gun kind of so special? Obviously I said the pedal, and it doesn't have a recoil effect, but it does have a nice vibration kick to it. It's compatible with both the Sega Saturn and the Sony PlayStation, but I would really say use this for the PlayStation, because if you have a Sega Saturn, you want to stick with the Stunner. It has, like I said before, combined GunCon and Konami Justifier support. It has rapid fire, or what you can consider like turbo mode presets that are already part of the gun. And it comes with like sniper reticles, which are basically two plastic tabs that you attach, as you see right here, that you attach to the gun, so it can give you kind of like a marksman type feel to it. And yeah, that's pretty much the gun's features in a nutshell. But I was curious, why is it branded Judge Dredd? It has no tie with the game. There's not even a mention of the game anywhere on it whatsoever. So to show you that, I'm gonna play a little game of Elemental Gilbert. And as you see here in this gun, you'll notice that it's pretty sturdy. It's well built, and I will say, like, holding this gun, it feels great. There's a good weight to it. It's not too light, not too heavy, and it just feels just right. It feels like a strong arcade gun, so to speak. In addition to that, I do feel from an aiming perspective, even if you don't use the reticles, it just the ability and the accuracy of the gun is pretty spot on, I'll admit. And let me just start over here. And what you'll notice is that, so as I get ready here to play some Elemental Gearbolt. So why is the reason for the Judge Dredd branding? And this is why. So if any of you guys ever watched the movie Dredd in 2012, or the original Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone in 1995, you'll remember his gun was pretty iconic, and as well as in the comic books. And this is why, as you'll see here, as I press a trigger, it has an LED, just like a trailing LED, just like the movie, or just like the real life gun. So I'm gonna play some Judge Dredd over here. I'm gonna try to play it right there. And what you'll notice is that just the ergonomics, the ergonomics of the gun are, well positioned. The reload button is right there. There's a button here called Special on the other side. And so that's basically, I would say in GunCon mode, it allows you to kind of to like switch weapons in a sense. There's another reload button, and here are kind of these, I guess, switches for like, swapping between GunCon and Konami mode, as well as like how you want to do your speed of auto fire. So let's play some games over here so I can just show you a little bit of the accuracy. And, not playing it right now. I'm playing it one-handed, like while in a weird angle while holding my phone. But as you'll notice that it's fairly accurate. It's fairly speedy. And yeah, in terms of like getting a light gun for the original PlayStation, this is actually my recommendation because of its dual modes, because of its feedback, because of the pedal. And to me, what just makes it cool is just, even though you never notice it as you're playing, it's the kind of trailing LED lights that kind of give it that Judge Dredd look. And you won't really see many units of this on the internet. In fact, I've only probably come across maybe one on eBay in my search for this. So if you do happen to come across this gun, I do say cop it. It will be compatible with PlayStation 2 games as well. So if you want to play games like such as Vampire Knight or say, for example, Time Crisis 3, this will be compatible with it. The pedal will work with it as well. And yeah. So anyways, guys, this is Neon Polygons showing you just kind of another quick look at a really random, kind of obscure find for the original PlayStation. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and do me a quick solid and please like, comment, or subscribe on the video. It would truly mean a lot to me. This is Neon Polygons, and talk to you all soon.